We've joined forces and we're broadcasting together live from Planet Radio.
What? Planet Radio?
Yes, Planet Radio. You can smell the airwaves of freedom. Here at Planet Radio, we could say whatever we want and do whatever we want. Today, we have a special guest hostage in the studio.
Time for the show. Dr. Faux reinvests the Hypercube employee pension plan into a new biosustainable, eco-friendly corn dog vending machine. Reverend Caller eats his own weight in silica gel. And Peas challenges surviving moonwalking astronauts through a thumb wrestling match while on that cool gravitron thing at the training center. All this and more on Time for the Show. Live in the heart of Sub-Basement 27 Studios, here in the core of the Hypercube Laboratory in the future capital of the former Spanish Empire. This is Dr. Faux, and you are listening to Time for the Show, your source for your weekly Subgenius radio ministries, live on freethinkradio.com, brought to you by Hypercube Laboratories. Get your resonator crystals and your psychoacoustic barriers ready, folks. We have amazing deals ahead just in store for you. But right now, nothing is going to tickle my fancy more, and I mean with like a big finger, than saying, welcome back to my good buddy, Reverand Squeezy Peas. Hi, buddy.
Hi, pal.
How you doing? Oh, you're so low. It's like, is the background music too high, or is just Peas?
Owies.
You got owies?
In my ear.
Squeeze your owies a little closer into the microphone for me, Peas.
I will not.
Come on.
To do it.
What's
like
what do you got
right in my
owies
lips,
for?
man.
That's what you get for walking around in the desert without your chapstick, man.
No, I had tumors removed from my neck.
How many?
Just one. I was going to do the other
so
side.
So tumor. You had
tomorrow.
Tumor removed. Already you're embellishing the story, Peas.
I was going to have more removed tomorrow, but after this, I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll be fine with these other
Keep
two.
those for a while. You know, treat them to a day out. Tumor's Day Out. That was my favorite John Spacek movie. Did you ever see that one?
No.
Where he's getting really sad that they're going to take the tumors like out, you know, and they're going to put them in a jar, and he's all upset.
School.
So he takes them out, and he kind of like takes on like a baseball trip, and they catch the ball, and they get it signed by like Kevin
Puerto Rican guy
Spacey.
steals his car.
Yeah, well, at that time it was just light-skinned black guy. It was like the early 90s. I don't think that they had invented the Puerto Rican antagonist yet. This was early. This was early in the days of cinema. It was Buster Keaton and Men in Black. Pretty much, we're covering the gap.
That's a gold saver.
It's
so what
good.
you guys, we've been up to, you've been busy yourself in your real world activities, but we won't mention those on the air. But I have suffered.
Only because they're boring and uninteresting.
You'd think so, but I don't think so. But I feel like my earphones don't feel right because I've lost all the sensation in like half my face. So when I shave now, it's actually really discerning because I can't feel the razor on my skin.
Heat up a hot shovel. Now, get a hot shovel. It's already hot. Maybe it's an electric shovel. They get hot quick. And just run it under the torch and just kind of do some light scraping.
I think from now on, when they tell me I have tumors and shit, I'm going to say, yeah, that's fine. I'm just living with it. I got them taken out all these different times, and each time it's more miserable and worse than the time before. There's only about 6% of my body that I can actually feel because I've had so many surgeries and nerve damage. It's a very special spot. Only Carrots knows where it's at.
It sounds like it's working out for you really great.
Yeah, well,
You got a Jeep. You got a cool
Jeep.
Jeep.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, is that your tumor Jeep? Is that the idea? For every time that they pull a tumor, you'll just go off-roading?
Getting another Jeep before I have the tumor.
You had the Jeep before you had the tumor? Did you get tumors from your Jeep?
No,
is this a transmittable kind of thing?
I got the Jeep because my cousin told me I was old. And he says, by the time you get around to buying a Jeep, you're going to be too old to even enjoy it. Oh, that's good. You want to go
That was
to the
Dr.
Bible.
Ellis. I stole that from the chat. That was Dr. Ellis. That was funny. But you can, you. I'm talking to you. You can get in on the chat and talk to all these other fun, interesting people at timefortheshow.com and click the Discord button. Yeah, Scalpod's lurking in here. And, I was speaking to him earlier, and I didn't really know exactly what was going to happen. Tonight's theme is pain. So it looks like, Peas, you're living up to expectations above and beyond. You're doing great. I appreciate it.
This is just like a pop-in. People, so many letters and mails and viewer mails and emails have come in. How is the Peas? Does the Peas feel okay? I wasn't going to do this show. And then I got, the volumes of mail and stuff came in with the big bags of trucks that they brought. And I started to go through the few hundred of them. And I realized I would at least have to show up and say, hey, to all the show fans and people that have missed the Peas, but I'm not going to do the whole show. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm just going to do like a partial show.
So what did they put in?
Just going to do the tip. I'm just going to give you the tip of the Peas for the show.
Did you get did they give you
Just
like
the
a nudical tumor? Did they give you like a non-malignant ball of plastic? And they just kind of wedged it back in?
Some antibiotics and sent me on my way. And they put this big rubber ball that I had to squish juice out of my neck with every day. And then he's like, "Oh, hold still.
Yeah,
this
that looked like
is
something from the
uncomfortable."
joke store. You could totally, you should, when your little bag of juice comes out of your neck, you should get another hose and connect it to a flower that you wear on your lapel. So you can be like, want to smell my flower? And then you squeeze them with goiter cream.
Get arrested for fucking bodily
It's
fluids.
your fluid. There's nothing
But
wrong
on
with
their
it.
body.
It's real. Life is
It's
precious.
It's organic.
It's pure Peas nest. I mean, you're obvious. You have
I
bottled.
tried to sell them on the internet.
Have you been bottling your squeezins?
No, I was gonna do that, and I made a couple of jokes about selling it, and Carrots got really pissed off at me. She goes, "I'm not keeping this shit in the refrigerator so you can sell it to your fucking weird
You just
friends."
need vials. You need vials, and you can get little snap plastic tops on them, so they'll be lock the air in. Yeah, they'll be. It's
done
safe.
like a Patreon
It's
thing.
safe.
Get a drop of Peas fluids.
I
vital
think.
fluids.
I think they deserve a vial apiece. You got
Yeah, but
more,
vial.
right?
Well, if I do the other side, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to get the
Yeah,
other side
then we're
done.
set. We can. Fuck this. We can do a telethon, man.
The
We'll
only
fill the
advantage to
pledges.
this
Here's
is
what we need. We need $25,000 for Time for the Show to survive. This is true. This is true. Time for the Show needs
much.
$25,000 at least to even consider continuing. And you've got
I had no
a
idea we were
marketable
such dire
asset,
straits.
a marketable asset that I'm pretty sure that we could get away with as long as we don't send it in the mail.
Oh well. How else are we going to send it? Fidd pigeon?
Oh yeah. Fly Fidd around the country. He can just, he's. I don't know. I feel like
Gonna increase the
Fidd Chewley
markup.
has the body mass of an individual. Like when he steps through the giant scanner waves at the airport, it cooks him a little bit, and they just see like this transparent glass skeleton inside. It's not supposed to see a skeleton, but that's as close to his skin as his pockets are. So. Rid a dually, Fidd Chewley. But he's not dead. I haven't heard that.
No.
Did you? Did you hear that?
No. I
Okay.
chatted with him the other day.
I was wondering. But you hadn't heard anything.
Sorry, I'm looking at my phone.
What are you doing?
I'm looking at my phone.
All right,
Distracted.
what breaking news article on your Facebook feed would you like to tell the audience?
It wasn't my Facebook feed. It was, I get a lot of pictures from the ladies, and I had to assess this one. And please don't send me another. You'll be fine. That's just a mole. Problem.
You're responding to them or me?
Both. I think that response actually, in this unique circumstance, will apply to both queries. Both from the
You're a
viewer mail,
query.
and you're
Nothing runs
Hey,
like
you know
a
what?
John Query Adams.
Let me ask you
Sir.
something.
What?
Weeks ago, and I know that there's been births and deaths and weddings and all that stuff in between, but weeks ago, perhaps, pray tell,
Tumor.
parsake, it was even months ago, I was promised like a tube.
Oh
of
yes, and that
stickers
reminds me,
and
the last
posters.
wave of cube tubes has been shipped, and that includes YB Dobbs, our Cool Ranch member, who is way due a cube tube. And I'm not. I'll say I'm sorry. You know, I can try and pretend like I was busy or something like that, and running behind it. But I did also go to the post office, and it is set up that if you are, I've gotten from a couple of people, they were unable to send me things, and make it out to Hypercube Labs, just to be specific. That's the name on the box. I know a few people had put Hypercube. But, Ferg, send your soap.
Dumbasses.
And everybody else send the piles of money to Hypercube Labs, P.O. Box 4304, Winter Park, Florida, 32793. That's 3 cubed, divided by 3 again. It's that easy. Are you dumb? Huh? Don't be dumb. It's about pain. Pain is bad. I had an ingrown fingernail, Peas. My finger got swollen.
Those are painful.
And I would bump it into things, and it would hurt, and I would just say, wow, that hurts.
Did you try shaking your fist at this
hurts. My
Did you try
fingy
shaking your
hurts.
fist at this guy
My
and say, God damn
fingy
it,
hurts.
stop this?
But it's better because I actually pried a good chunk of the embedded nail out with a dull pair of tweezers, and I actually have the
So
nail, and
Done
I
it
thought
before.
ahead. I've got it in a bag. You
What do you
see,
think that's worth?
Peas? You
What do you
see?
think the street market? What do you think
It's
the
like
street
there's a
market is?
theme. There's a plan.
Possible. I got a big sack of stuff I'm experimenting with for my magical laboratory, and I'm trying to post it on the thing. But
You keep it in a sack,
Well, I got like
like a potato bag.
I got like eight.
I see you with
ounces.
like a Santa Claus bag, like you've just got like a
Yeah.
Glad trash bag over your shoulder.
Exactly. I got it.
And
It's full of weed.
it's
And I've been
bulging.
making weed butter. And
It
tomorrow
looks
I'm
like
gonna
it's
do
full,
an alcohol
it's full
extraction.
of sharp objects, and at the same time is also wet. It's a
this is-
sack. It's a sack. It's not magic. It's a sack.
The sack.
What's in the
of
sack,
weed.
Peas?
Tomorrow, it's weed. I got like 7 ounces of weed. I've been doing some butter extracts, which I tried to make some frosting out of. See, the thing
This
is,
America is what happens
it
when you
needs to be-
decriminalize and legalize drugs. Is you have people like this that will come onto the airwaves and talk about this like this is normal. This is
It
not
is normal.
right.
It's Canada. It's legal in
Cooking,
Canada.
cooking with marijuana. I mean, you're obviously high. You're obviously high. Are you high right now, Peas? Don't you lie to me. Are you high right now?
It's a much easier question to ask me. Are you not high right now? Because
I'm watching the
most
chat. I
ants,
mean-
it's never no.
I feel like this is the new segment. It's time for the trial by jury, where each week we will just accuse Peas of like a crime. And we'll look up crimes in the Las
that's a good
Vegas
segment.
area. Yeah, we'll look
And
up
just
crimes in
accuse
your
me of
area
one
and accuse you of
randomly.
those on the
That'd be
air.
good. Oh, I like that.
And we'll
Who's
see.
gonna do the work though? That sounds like we need a production assistant to do the work to find the crimes.
I know, it's almost like I would need a song break. and have to come back. But I feel like if I go to a song break, you're gonna bail on me, Peas.
I am gonna bail on you, dude, because my ear's getting all warm and there might be gunk coming out of it from the headphone.
Save it from the headphone. Clean the headphone.
You
Do you use headphones or earphones?
No, I use headphones.
What?
Yeah. I use headphones. I use all-encompassing with a center stabilizing tensioner.
You got your
band.
cans on, Peas?
Earphones. Yeah, I use
You
cans.
got
I
your
don't use
cans
earphones.
on?
Earphones are for fags. Okay.
You can't say earphones on the radio, Peas. I did hear Bugs Bunny refer to another character in a cartoon as a Big Mo earlier. And
Bugs is so on top of things, you know.
it's okay when he says it. He dresses like a lady half the time.
So he's a trans cartoon. So he's allowed to
First
get
trans cartoon,
to
Bugs
say
Bunny.
and able to get away with. No, wait a minute. Who was first dressing up like a lady? Bugs or
George
Elmer? Because
Washington.
Elmer has dressed
Pioneered
up as a
it.
lady.
Crossed the
couple of
Delaware
times.
in a mini skirt, but they didn't want to paint that. You watch Steven Universe, Peas?
No, what is that? A good show?
It's like a television show,
Oh, nice. I like television.
but you don't watch Steven Universe?
I never heard of it before.
I'll tell you what, because I know that eventually I'm going to leave you, but I'm going to send you, because I know you're feeling sad, and I know you're feeling all kinds of just mushed peas. It's so canned peas this week, and it's great to have you back and all, but I feel like, usually I get salty peas.
Yeah, but here's the thing: when you're on opiates and stuff,
Nothing can hurt you.
Well, no, there's nothing more satisfying than the good ball scratch when you're on opiates, and you get right in there and scrape with your nails the whole length of your scrotum, from right where it attaches to your body all the way up to the shaft of the penis. And you think, oh, that's a good scratch. And then I gotta scratch this side. You really appreciate groin scratching when you're on opiates. I can't stress that enough.
I'm gonna have the show-ciety. That's what I've been calling them. Work it out, and I'm going to get 3 or 4 Steven Universe episodes for you, Peas, because I love you. I love you, and you're going to watch them. You're going to watch them.
Whatever you show me,
and we're gonna talk about it on a show a week or 2 from now.
Okay, that sounds exciting. That sounds like a plan. So here's my thing, though. We're talking about scrapings and fluids and stuff. If after I get done doing a really good, haven't showered in 2 or 3 day opiate ball scratch going, there turns out to be all this weird shit under my nails. So I scrape that out with a knife. And I'm thinking, that's a renewable source.
That's not a knife.
But I'm thinking maybe people would buy. Knife. We could sell that stuff to Ferg, and Ferg could put it in Triology soaps. Then you would have a little piece of peas, scrotum scratchings, helping your skin stay scrotum smooth and. So I think that from now on, people need to understand that each bar of Triology soap
scrotums are known
comes with
for being
peas
very
scrotum
smooth.
scratchings in every bar. And if you let them know that you really want extra peas scrotum scratching residues, just let them know, and they'll scrape a little bit more in there for you.
All right, so do you have jars and little corks to put in the top?
I am gonna start collecting it into a big giant.
You could use your cum
jar.
socks. You can put your ball leavings, your scrapings. Did you ever get jock itch peas?
Well, that's why you got the scrotum scrapings.
You
from the jock
did
itch.
you ever get your balls got hot and sweaty, and then after they chapped,
scrotum scratchings.
you were able to when you scratch and you can peel it, when you get the skin on your hand and you're I'm gonna yank that. I'm going to see how big of a piece of this dead skin that I can get. Then you end up trying to do a mold casting of your ball skin. It's like a little wine glass.
For me is every time I get a good scrotum scraping going, and I probably shouldn't do this. It's probably gross to talk about.
You're doing it wrong is how it sounds.
But
it's like
I'll
you're pulling at it, you're balling
bit.
it up. You're balling it up.
I'll snip my fingers a little bit, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe people actually suck my dick. And so it's I'm
it's not your dick, it's your scrotum.
No,
There's
I
a
think
big
that's
difference. All of a sudden, I'm starting to wonder if you've really had kids. I want proof that you've had sex, Peas.
I'll send you some sperm.
We'll analyze that.
Or it technically be semen, wouldn't it? Because sperm is without
Yeah,
the
send
fluids.
me
It's just the
one
individual
single sperm.
semen. One single sperm.
One single sperm, no semen.
Because semen, that's just gross.
And you
but
need,
a single sperm-
get a fish bowl, and you'll have like semen Thunderdome. And the
Now, do you
strongest
want that-
sperm will survive. And that's the
Do you
one
want
you
that
need to
with
send me.
or without the scrotum scrapings that we talked about earlier?
That's a separate package deal. That's you and Ferg. That's not me.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think you're
I
packaging
just want
it
everybody
right.
to understand.
It sounds to me like
that-
you're a scraper. I'm a picker. There's differences.
I like to get the good scrape right at the where the scrotum touches your inner thigh, and then you like stretch it taut like you were gonna shave, but you're not, and you just scrape all the way up. You go, ah.
Do you think you could get away with putting that in like the Scabs channel over on Hypercom?
I don't know.
Because it's not really a scab. It's a scraping.
Yeah, so I don't think technically I might get banned from that part of the Discord channel.
Yeah, which by the way, yeah, like I had to like flag people in the chat room for talking about making jokes in the serious room. I'm on to you guys. I'm cracking down. What was great was I got reports is that people immediately snitched on somebody for making a joke. And I'm like, yeah.
Who are
yeah.
all these new people in the chat room that
They're
just
great
show
people.
Up like,
Aren't they
seem
wonderful?
Like
They're there for you. Peas, that's your adoring public. This is what you wanted. You wanted
one
to
of those
be
guys, I'm pretty sure it's a
Mr.
CIA
Showtime
plant.
Peas. Give me Peas tonight. And it's that you're on your way, man. You're halfway there. And I know that your neck is juicing. That you feel like some sort of Cuisinart extractor with a carrot stuck halfway between the blades and the filter. It's not nice. It's not good. But there's ways to fix that. You can fix that. First off, save the juice.
The
You're
juice is
missing
very
out. You're
good.
missing out. Save the juice.
Well, all right then. That's what I'll do.
So who's your blind eye, Peas?
I got no blind eyes. Actually, my ear is ringing a little bit, dude. We should do a song break, and we'll leave you guys to do the rest of the show.
Oh, it's
I
going to
got
be
them.
such a blast. Well, then, I guess that's the...
Oh, and there was. I didn't even know it.
And everybody is applauding Dr. Fox for having the spirit to continue on with the show. And
you're a
everybody
good
else, it looks
The
like,
weak people.
ladies and gentlemen,
Scrotum
Peas is
scrapers.
sending himself back to the green room and ordering his chicken tendies cold.
I might have the sickies.
No, you have the Hurdies. You
Yeah,
get the Hurdies
something.
or the Sickies.
I got both of them.
All right. Well, we'll get you your Steven Universe episodes, and we'll
Cue them up. What's it called? Steven Universe?
Yeah, don't look up anything about it. We'll
Don't-
pick it for you, and we'll send you a little package,
All right.
and we'll have Peas' media reviews in like 2 weeks.
All right. Next week when I do the show, I'll talk about the foam penis that I got for my ear pillow.
Everybody's gonna be there, Peas.
It's going to be exciting. See, I did a weekly teaser. We've never done that before. Like next week on It's Time for the Show,
That's
Peas
pretty much
discusses-
been what we
his
have
foam
been doing.
penis.
We just never called out on it.
Oh,
Were
I'm calling
we?
out on it.
Would we? Should we?
No,
I don't think we should. We should stop
Royce,
now.
We did the whole thing about this is the show that we do next week's show. It's production, but this is really, I got this little purple foam penis that's an insert to my special ear pillow that I got. And I wish I could take pictures of it.
Does your ear get like its own special sleeping cap and
It got its
nightgown?
own special little pillow.
Does
and
it
I'll
have
be
a little
honest with you,
candle that it carries around with it at night?
I don't know how I'm going to live without this pillow, and my ear gets better because it's a really good pillow with a hole for your ear in it. And it's
Is it
you
the
know,
My
you don't
Ear
realize-
pillow? Those are supposed to be really good. The My Ear pillow. That guy signs them.
I don't know. I don't know what the brand name is. I heard that guy's a thief and a charlatan. The My Pillow guy.
He wears a
If that
necklace
is
with a
filled-
cross on it.
that is filled with, those pillows are filled with old cat litter and scrotum shavings, to be honest with you.
It's space-age cat litter technology. It's the future, Peas. You're just such a downer, such a Debbie Downer.
I got some blood dripping on my shirt. I'm gonna go now.
Okay, everybody, Peas is dying. We're gonna go to our next song, which is the first one of this show. And we're gonna have a good time. Listening time for the show. We'll be right back.
The Pain Show.
Time for the pain. I'm Dr. Fox. You're listening to Time for the Show live on freethinkradio.com. Prediction of Hypercube Laboratories. Oh man, I guess I should immediately begin on homework. I've, only started to see a couple of things. Some submissions for ideas for pylons that were going to be built and constructed and erected mightily. And, you guys might be missing out, but caller Reverand 23 Skidoo actually put up the files, the blueprints, ideally, so you could build what we've got here at Hypercube. And we are beginning our mass production method. But it really is easier for you to build your own pylons, and you can get those parts, and you can make them smaller than the one pictured. You just need something just big enough to hold one of our psychoustic resonation frequency adjusting crystals, which are updated every time you play the latest episode of Time for the Show. Our Hypercube Transcendental Dimensional Firmware Updates will immediately erase all the tensions of ever having to know that you're one step behind in perfection. So, get on them pylons, kids. Show me what you got. Glue a toilet paper tube to a piece of an old pizza box, and then make a little hat for it. Any kind of hat you want. Just start building them. The more you'll find as you just do this throughout the day that you're building them everywhere. My desk is covered with them. Empty pen containers, chopsticks. Oh wow, looking for that. Anyway, tonight's show is all about pain. And pain is things that hurt. Most people think pain bad. Most people think pain not good. But pain, it can be kind of neat sometimes. And you can find that you could just go a little bit further than you thought you could. Just a little teeny bit. Just holding right in front of your nose. And you're reaching out and you're like, yeah, I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing all right. Yeah. And then you just reach that kind of snapping point where you feel a ringing in between your teeth, your front teeth, those goofy little guys right there up top, and those crammed little guys in the bottom. All of a sudden you feel your head splitting down the middle like a razor of hot light has sliced your body in twain, and it goes through your teeth, up through your nasal cavity. The ringing, the pressure in your eyes seems to just immediately release. The air in between the lobes of your brain, you can feel the rushing coming in, and your skin slicing like meat on a meat slicer. Yeah, like at the deli or an Arby's. An Arby's of pain. What do you think about that piece?
I thought that joke would be funnier.
Well, That's not what you pay me for, Peas. I'm just here for the pain. Time for the show is painful. Not everything, and by that I mean everything excluding time for the show. Time for the show in its entirety is painful. It's not like there's a process. It's not like there's any kind of driving motivation. It's more just like pain. There's ways that it hurts. There's ways that it degrades your soul, that you feel constantly downtrodden and humiliated by your own psyche. And you're just listening to it. But that's okay. We're working on all kinds of brand new ways to liven things up. That's why we do the themes now. Tonight's theme is pain, which is fun. We've got robots sitting around in the Hypercom and here in the Hypercube studio, and I believe Scalpod was there. And we were going to talk about some of the old bands. I didn't know if Scalpod had any of that pulled together. And I don't see Dr. Cosmac this week. Everybody deserves a night off from this show. Don't you think that you can just get away for a little while? But go ahead. Try it. You'll be back. Let's think. What can we do on time for the show? So everybody's sitting in the chat room. I could tell them to do something fun. Okay, everybody, if you're in the chat room and you can hear me, then now is the time you post your favorite time for the show meme. And that's what you do. And you do that, and there's a delay. So it's going to be like, I'm going to say this, and then you're going to do it. And like, they're going to come in. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, wow, that's great. You guys are doing great. That one's good. That one's absolutely one of my favorites. Wow, I forgot about that one. I don't even think I had seen that one before. That one's pretty good. And, you can do better. All right, you guys are great. That's why we keep you around. We do have more songs that I can fill the show with. And I've already yelled at you for about, not doing your homework and stuff like that. So let's do a song about pain. And when we come back, I've got something for you. Boy, do I. You're listening to Time for the Show. Time for the show. This is Dr. Fox. It's my favorite part of the show. Yes, dear friends, that is the blind eye. And that's where, if the bad guy from the Shaquille O'Neal movie Kazam was to come to life in our world, kind of like Last Action Hero style, then he'd probably go on like a big killing murder spree, and these people that he's going to kill in the name of his unholy matrimony with Metro Golden Mare. I'm not going to say anything about it. And that is... I'm going to say people, but it's not the broad term. It's not all people. It's not all people. Okay? It's these people, and it's like... And they usually are women. And people that call themselves women. And they have these necklaces. First off, adornments. Ugh. But then it has a name, and it's just in this gross cursive script. There's like a solid piece of metal spray painted like shellac to look like gold. Just this cheap imitation dime store Chinese pop bubble 25-cent piece of garbage, and they put it on a chain. Ugh. It's not as bad if they do like a leather strap. Then you're just like legally allowed to just pull those around people's necks because that's what they want. They're sick perverts. But the chain, and it has a name. And you sit there and you're like, well, I guess Brittany with an I here really wants to reinforce, you know, how things are going to be here, that we need to work as a team here at Domino's, and that it is everybody's effort. You're only as strong as your weakest link, so make sure you only put 7 pepperonis on every 3 slices of pizza, you douchebags. And then you're like, somebody in the back is like, oh, so who's Brittany? And she's like, oh, that's like my BFF. So it's not even like their name. It's not even their name. They got somebody else's name around their neck. Like an owner, like a sick fetishistic owner pet type situation. And they think it's just cute. Like, that's my gal pal, yo. And I'm like, no. It's property and it's wrong. It's called slavery. And we said no to that. And I agree. Most of the time. All right, so that's my blind eye. Did anybody else have a blind eye? I don't think anybody else had one. I don't think anybody else showed up over to timefortheshow.com. Click the Discord button. Come on into the room. Don't say hello. It's that easy. Reverend Scalpod was digging up some band names, possibly. He says, okay, no scores, only guesses for fun as to whether or not they have since become bands. Yeah, I think that's just a fun general premise that I can go on by myself. You know, don't even need to do the scores. We can just go through a couple of the old band names. Is it a band? If you're new to the show, congratulations. You don't have to hear that tonight. And it's not because, you know, I'm the only one that showed up, but I'm the only one that showed up and said, I don't want to do it. So take that. Put that in your cardboard cigarette holder and inhale it. You guys are rough, you know? You're hard on me. I thought, and that was my first mistake. Like, rule 1 of hypercubism, don't think. Every time you try to do that, you are impeding your process. Don't think. You'll find that what you need to be doing comes naturally to you. And for hypercubists, it's great because somebody right outside your peripheral is going to be doing or saying something. You're like, yeah, that's where I need to go. It's just easy. You're on autopilot. Don't think. It's not a necessity. It is barely a privilege. You're wasting oxygen. There are other things that you could be doing. You could be walking to the store to get your Twinkies.
Hey, I got a blind eye.
Okay, you have a blind eye, and because, you know, we're on the radio, you can tell everybody who you are.
I am Indica.
This is Indica.
Lady Indica, yeah.
In the chat.
So, my blind eye would be people who wear underwear with their bathing suits.
That is completely valid. I believe that.
It's unnecessary. Some of the bathing suits have, what are they called? Sanitary, something or others. So you don't have
like
to wear
napkins.
Yeah, and some even have nets. You know, trunks have nets to hold your junk. Why are you still wearing your underwear? I mean, then you're just gonna
it's so I can take the ocean with me. It's so fun, and I enjoy. It's going to be an exfoliating process because all the salt and whale semen in the water, which is mostly more salt, it's going to exfoliate my skin. It's going to open it up, and it's really going to dig into my pores because nothing clears up a bad case of eczema like whale semen. Now available from TriologySoaps.com. Triology Soaps. We make them. Buy 6, get 1 free. Oh, man. But yeah, that's good blind eye. Good blind eye. That's good. The audience loved it, and they blew out my freaking eardrums. Sorry, audience. What do we got here? Baby needs beers and wines. Now I'm reading memes, which are great. You guys are doing great. I love you. You're making it count. It's about pain. Are you getting enough? I feel like you're doing this on purpose. You know, I would want to ask, what have I done to you? What have I done to anybody to deserve this, the way you're treating me now? And I feel like you're like, no, I want them to feel like they deserve it. You know, it's not about me, and it's not about me and them. It's more about just learning how to suffer. And you think that's what you're doing to me right now, but you're not. You're not affecting me in the least. Nothing is getting through my impenetrable defense shield of no emotion and full, constant mental dominance, even though I'm not thinking. It's clear as a light bulb in there. It's time for the show. Somebody like in the chat. All right, so I guess I'll just read it. Blonde eye to people who don't wear socks. No, blonde eye to people who don't wear socks but still wear shoes. And they take their shoes off on the bus. Blonde eye to those people. A blonde eye, you're just kind of being passive to them. That's more like you didn't know they existed. And we could do that one. That one's fair. It's not pejorative. Do you guys know I make a lot of these Carrie Roberts remixes of the Time for the Show theme? Tonight was old Reverend Dr. My Dad had swung by, and I was showing him how I make these stupid remixes, and I asked him, well, what song do you want to throw in? And that was AC/DC's Hell's Bells. I don't know if I've played it or not. I know I've dropped it in the chat, but I actually have one. It's not as good as it could be, but this is what you deal with. And I've got, but I do have Time for the Show mashed with Mr. Crinkle by Primus. And, you know, it's a pain show. Maybe if you're good enough and you can endure anything. Scalpod, I'm over here, buddy. And the show, where did you stop hearing the show? Did you stop hearing the show, like, in your mind? Did you stop hearing the show spiritually? Did you step away from the show? He's hearing it again. But he's not saying anything to me. Because now he wants to hurt me. Maybe the second hour of the show tonight can be everybody talking about how they wanted to hurt me.
Let it be known that I've always wanted to not only hurt you, but everyone. I mean, it's not, don't take it personal.
No, I'm spreading it out. Trust me. I'm doling it out for everybody.
It doesn't set you
I got
apart,
tiny little
higher,
plastic
or above
cups
anyone else.
with
It
like,
doesn't set you above anyone else.
and I'm putting a little bit in each one of them and just putting them over here.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know what was going on there. Technical difficulty.
Dr. Ellis says selective hearing. I say selective broadcasting.
So that could be it. That sounds like a perfectly reasonable explanation.
What did you happen to?
I
I didn't realize that when I said grab some band
you threw
names
my
that
whole
you would
game off with this idea, but I love it, and I found some really
you would
good
still
ones,
have to
and I
look
think
them
you're gonna
up,
enjoy
you know.
this.
But we could do
Yeah,
that in real.
I did look them all up. I looked these up. These are some classic bands that weren't from 2018,
All right,
but might now be.
but might not be. Yeah, so it's like
It
let's
might
do
not
like the
be.
best of the last set, and
It'll just be for fun.
yeah, and I'm gonna have a good time because it's still fun. You can guess about these things, and if you're in the chat room, you can guess too, and come to Don't Say Hello, if you want.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have a blast because I got quite a while to go, and we've got plenty of music actually lined up.
I don't even, because I wasn't hearing anything. I don't know if I just completely stomped on whatever the hell it was you were just talking about.
No, I brought you back over in
Okay.
here. It's that good old Hypercom administrative duty. I'm the
yes.
That's why I'm not used to hosting. I click the buttons, I turn the knobs. I had nothing to say, and now look at me.
Behold the powers
I
of
sound
the
like a big old dumb idiot, like a big stupid idiot. All right, what's the first band name? Ow!
2018. Whoa! Now, watch out there, buddy.
That was a big one.
The first 2018 band that wasn't, but might now be, for review, is Mary's Poppin'.
I feel like I would have remembered that. I feel like I'm going to say that about every band that we come up with. on this
Oh,
list.
sure.
It's like I don't remember
I
that
hope
one.
you remember this one. That's a doozy.
We remember
That's a
them.
humdinger.
We remember them when we do them again. We've caught a couple
Yeah,
of
well,
those.
we can search. I mean, Discord gives us the benefit of the Insta search back through the
For
history.
now, yeah.
Apparently, it keeps history forever. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I want to save it. I need to export this, so I'm going to be figuring that out. So post your
You just
incriminating
have to
evidence
create a
now.
a search term that includes every possible letter and phrase and or number or subject that ever could.
It is a little
communicated
picky,
on
though.
Discord.
It
You'll
is
get
a
all the
little
results
picky.
all at once.
You
and
kind of
just
have to,
copy
yeah.
an entire thing and then be done with it.
Mary's poppin'.
Mary's poppin'.
Would you accept Mary's poppin'? Like A apostrophe poppin'?
Poppin'?
Mary's a
sure,
poppin'?
Sure. I haven't searched for that in particular, but I can do so right now very quickly. Sure. No problem.
Yeah, might as well
I
just
mean,
throw it in.
Normally, yeah, why not? Why not?
Mary's
I
poppin'.
mean,
That wasn't a
normally
band.
We go for.
I don't remember it, therefore I think it is
was
a
not
band.
Yes, these were all bands that weren't. So these were.
I'll
Not
tell
a
you what,
band
though, they
at
were
the time
bands that we
played the
didn't
game.
find any evidence of at the time.
Exactly.
They
That's
very
not
well
to say
could
that
have
they
been
have not since
bands.
come along and become a. They
And
may
then
have
we-
even been inspired in some cases by our very game. Because let me tell you,
And we're
there
gonna
were
be
a couple
rich.
of instances
And we're gonna be
where
rich.
these band names, when you do the search, the first results that will appear in your list are the references on the Time for the Show website to Is It a Band episodes where we mention these names. So
I have so much
it's not to say
metadata to
we did
enter.
not inspire someone else's greatness.
I'd rather keep
And
clicking all these bubble monsters and getting that XP.
I want to feel that pain, the good pain.
Man, I would think even then I probably voted yes. That
Yeah, I'm not going that far. I mean, I could dig back and look at
Yeah, pull up the go get go get the dot matrix printer
No,
that's
I've
been
got it
piling
all
up
recorded,
in the
but
cardboard
we don't-
box.
We don't need to do that.
How many
I mean,
shoe
you can
boxes of
listen-
Time for the
this
Show
way-
printouts do you have
this
under
way
your
you
bed
can
right now?
literally second guess yourself. If I tell you how you voted for, you won't enjoy that opportunity.
I
want
think
you
it's
to
a
be able to
band.
Second guess or triple guess or even quadruple guess yourself.
I think
Some of these may come back for the 2020 review. I mean, who
yeah,
knows?
we've got eons of this game ahead, and this is the new game. This is the
Absolutely.
fun one. This is what the fans
This is-
wanted.
We're
You're
folding
welcome.
the shit back in upon itself now. We're meta. We're meta.
The show collapse has begun, and it's gonna be great when we implode.
We're all in the
We are
show
gonna come
now,
back
baby.
out. It's gonna be messy. I think
That's right,
Mary's
well-
poppin' and Mary's up poppin'. I have to now. I feel like I remember this band because I feel like I came up with Mary's a poppin' last time. Like that sounds familiar. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
say
don't know,
that
you could've.
both of those are probably bands now.
Both. You're
But-
pretty confident that it's no matter how you say.
Yeah, so at least if one of them
that
turns
shit
out
is
to
a
be,
band.
then
It's a
I've got
band.
I've got a 1 out of
It's a
2 chance.
band.
It is a band.
All right. Well, no. That's your vote. I mean, who else is playing it? I mean, we're not. There's no scores, but I mean, is there?
Yeah, it's just
still here. Is there anybody else who wants to? voice an
Indica in the
opinion
chat
on
says
air,
I
as
say
it were?
band. They were banned
otherwise,
is not bands, but
people
now
are-
was banned, and when it no is not is a
Yeah, I mean,
band.
people are offering their.
Dr. Ellis says I think it is
their
a
opinions
song,
within the chat,
but
and
not a
that's all
band.
well and
Hazel of
fine,
the
but, you
Windmills
know.
is about to weigh in. We're waiting on that.
Has
Aster
Hazel
6
ever
is typing.
Come on, Hazel, get on air. Let's hear the dulcet tones of Hazel of the Windmills as she voices live, real time, her never wrong opinion. I mean, face it, she's always been right. I mean, I can't even think of when she.
When we pull people in from the stream, it always turns
Man,
into such a weird thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, that if you pull them in involuntarily, yeah, I could. That's not.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna start pulling people in.
Don't make us do that, though, people. Come
We
on.
can do that. Just all of a sudden, your webcam and your
Just
microphone are
yank
on.
your chain.
Because what I was getting
Next
at
thing
is,
you
you know,
know,
we've
you're-
heard some
You're in
cool
the cattle
stuff.
car with the rest
You
of them.
didn't know. You didn't know. Well, we heard it.
It's just a shower. You're gonna get clean. It's fine. It's everybody.
Aster Six thinks now that there's a new Poppins film now. There's a band now. Martha
Well,
Arthur
there
says
you go,
yes,
see?
probably a
Oh,
band.
Yeah, that's no. I like the way she's thinking because the within the mainstream.
Hazel of the Windmill says it is a song and a bar in Adelaide, but not a band. So I'm the only one going with this? I said, no, Indica said that is a band. Cat
No,
Feathers
Martha
stop it.
Arthur
Cat
thinks it's
Feathers is
probably
not
a
a band. Cat Feathers band is not a
Martha
band.
Arthur's kind of on
but
the
it ought to
fence, I
be.
think she's willing to go with you. Indica said sure. You're not alone. You're not alone.
New
I
OC.
think we've got enough feedback at this point.
Okay, yeah.
That I can reveal. I mean, there's no scores. It's all just for fun and shenanigans. It is unfortunately still not a band, but it is a song that I found by a band called Who. WH capital O or zero. I don't know how that is. I'm pretty sure that Pete Townsend and company are going to be all over the top of these people.
Yeah, that's just. Why would you do that?
And
why
theirs
would
is
you
even?
even?
Theirs is
Why would you even
I
attempt
even,
that?
I even went with it just as because it has it's the possessive Mary's poppin'.
What I don't like.
Or is it Mary
Wow.
is poppin'? I don't know.
You've never
But
heard
is
that
it Mary's
before,
poppin'?
right?
Like she was popping some stuff and it's her.
But they're on their
stuff that was
SoundCloud.
poppin'.
Their name is capital W, lowercase h, and then I'm going with you. It looks like a zero. But
Zero.
here on their
especially in
album
with
art,
the
it's a
line
it's a
the
it's a
line
W,
across through it, that's like a
which
numeric.
I don't know whether it's lowercase or uppercase, but the H is obviously uppercase.
In
then
their
it's got
logo,
like
but then
the-
lowercase in the
then it's got
SoundCloud
like
spelling.
the Swedish O, like you want
These
to go
people are
to
just
Oslo.
conflicted. Yeah, it's got like the umlaut eyes.
So it's
in the
really
middle.
it's like ho
It's like ho.
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 You want to see the ho?
You want to see Mary's poppin'?
Mary's poppin' ho.
Well,
Download that on
still
your
not- still
time for
not
the
a band.
show,
That was
Zed's
now just so
ringtones.
everybody knows that was a Fidd Chewley original.
Disgusting.
I know.
Disgusting.
We had to start right. Well, I mean, to be fair though, I mean, Fidd Screwloose was like the generator of a lot of the Is It the Band names for.
Used to be his thing. Now
Yeah,
now I'm
these are
going
kind of-
back
I'm
and
kind of-
dissecting it.
As we go through these, just be aware that they're kind of
The rest of time
we're
for the show, for the
moving
rest
forward
of
through
forever,
time
we're just going to talk
through
about what we
2018.
used to do up to this point. And this
Right,
point
just to
is
catch everybody up.
constantly moving. We will talk
That was
about
from
this week next week.
season 1, episode 27.
And we'll talk about next week this week too.
Oh, absolutely.
We are
And talk
not going
about
to
what we're
preempt
gonna do
ourselves.
next
I
week
tell you
this
what, you
week,
got
and
one
then
more?
We're not going to talk about this week because that'd be stupid.
Yeah, we don't have
Stupid
time.
and
I ain't got
self-indulgent.
time for
We
show
don't have
this
time for
week.
that crap.
But yeah, you got one more, and then we'll.
I got a bunch more. Not a bunch. I got 5 of them.
All right,
No,
yeah, let's
number
do
two,
that. We'll
round
do
two,
that, and
round two.
I'll do some Patreons after that one.
Sure. Round 2.
Round two. There we go.
There we go. Round 2 is Famous Amos.
We did this one. This one I
Oh, yeah,
remember.
No, we absolutely did it. We
Yeah.
did all of these.
Like,
my
this
friend.
one comes
I
back,
dug
like,
back through the file that you helped archive and certify.
Every time that
legitimacy.
we get these band names, what I usually see is the name of the band printed on like black and white copy or paper, and they've got their custom font that they downloaded off of 1billionfreefonts.net/halo.
Hoping that no one else picked that
Dot
one out of the
Mindspring.
building.
Yeah, and it's so when I see Famous Anus, I imagine the callback, and I think that was the first time. It was like, is it like kind of a play on Famous Amos the cookies? So you see it in that kind of
Famous Amos, yeah.
that kind of
AMOS,
that
yeah.
weird handwriting script, like that
Yeah.
kitchen receipt paper script. Ugh,
Yeah.
ugh.
It's very kitschy, southern, homey.
Yeah, it sounds wholesome. Famous Anus.
Exactly. That's the texture. You've got this wholesome,
Like Mom
sounding
used to
thing,
have.
which is just a slap in the face. Famous Anus.
Famous Anus, and this
I'm not even gonna tell you who
obviously
made it
wasn't
until
a
we're done
band.
because that is the rule that we are adhering.
Yeah,
to.
we got rules. Damn it.
my
There's an
co-host,
integrity to this.
Fellow Judge Cosmac, his hard and fast rule, which I agree is a good rule, so we're abiding by it.
And whose rule was that?
That was Cosmac's rule.
Cosmax Commando!
I think after much bitching by Peas.
Maybe.
Yeah, a little bit of bitching.
All right, I think so. Is the date from the show on the list?
These were all from episode 35. Famous Anus.
Episode 35.
Yep, eight episodes along from
40
Mary's Poppin'.
40 weeks
Famous
ago.
Anus. Yeah.
In 40
reach back
weeks
into
did
the
Famous Anus become
the
a band?
annals of your memory, as it were, and pull out
Use like a
from
shoelace.
the dusty recesses.
You
Famous
undo the aglet on the end of your shoelace on one side, and you
It
pull
was
that
not a
through.
band,
You
but is it
swallow
now, or has it
the
since
hard
become
plastic
a band?
end, and when the shoelace comes out the other side of your butthole, the
You've got something to
frayed
grab on?
end is what's gonna pull all that loose debris. If you pull the smooth end out, it's
Yes.
just, everyone thinks, oh.
No.
Knit your tapeworms a sweater. I think Famous Anus probably has not become a band yet. I would hope that it would have, but I feel like it hasn't. Aster
too
6
forward-thinking.
says, yo
It's
band.
too-
I don't
it's
know
too
if that's in
progressive.
yes or no.
Too progressive.
Chat, what do you think, chat? We're waiting
Well,
now.
we've
'Cause
got,
here's the
Indica
fun
wants
part,
it to be a
because you
band.
and I hear it
Doc
now.
Ellis
They're
also
gonna
wants
hear
it
it
to be a
10
band.
minutes from now. So what's the next band name? Hazel of the Windmills, Indica, and Aster 6 are typing. That's what it says on my screen, everybody at
Well,
home. For everybody.
Yeah. Indica and Doc Ellis and Aster 6 all seem to be of a mind.
Oh, no, yeah, I didn't
They
see
want it
those
to
from
be a
Earth.
band.
Okay, yeah, I want it to be a band. And I'll
Okay,
never
well.
look at cookies the same. Dr. Ellis says same. All right, Scalpod,
Okay,
round
well,
2,
sure.
Famous Anus.
I'll tell you right now, it is a band.
God
they have
damn
since
it!
become a band.
Yeah, God damn it!
Believe it?
Why? Why? Where are they from?
Why?
I-
Default answer to any why question, just to piss you off. Is it right?
All right, 66 likes. So now we reach out to them. By the way, we came up with this band name.
That's
You
right.
stupid
This is the-
idiot.
This is the first group of people that we can legally pursue.
Yeah, this is. Oh, yeah. Here we go. We got some fun stuff. So everybody, here's your homework for this week. You get to reach out to Famous Anus and call them out for ripping off timefortheshow.com.
Way to go, you jerks.
Episode 35. Thank you, Scalpod, for archiving.
Real original.
Jesus. This is fantastic. And oh yeah, it won't. It's like even the
is
Facebook
a great
link to
idea.
Famous Anus
This is how we can generate some extra revenue.
It's
for the show
like saying this is risky. Are you sure you want to go
By-
here? Famous Anus
by
music.
regularly reviewing the bands
Now I
that
get
work.
to, and now here's the fun part. I get to imagine the font work here.
But you can see it for yourself. They've
Yeah,
got
this
it
is
right there. You can
insane.
see-
All right,
Yeah, yeah.
genre, punk.
Well, never assume the genre.
The band members include Enrique, Aaron, and Buster.
Just scroll down on that Facebook page and look at that second picture, that second image with the cake.
Wow.
There you go. That tells you everything you need to know.
Well, okay, now I've
And
okay.
also, apparently, one of their songs is called "She Only Dates Black Guys."
Okay, Hazel has brought up a SoundCloud. Here's the fun part now, because I'm looking at this and I'm not seeing a lot of. Yeah, even their band page on Facebook is unavailable. So like they've parked this. But Hazel has posted the SoundCloud, and she says it's from 5 years ago.
What?
This one has 370 followers, 1,000. They're following 1,000. 16 tracks on here. Let's see where their Facebook goes.
5 years ago. Well, how come? This
And they
never
go
came up
to
in the original
Famous
results?
Anus.
not gonna
We
be able
are
to sue
Famous
these people.
Anus. So now we've got a problem. Now these guys are gonna sue us. They have a chiptune song called Murder Bus.
Well, you know what it does is it skews that episode. but you know, who cares?
Here's a little famous anus,
Season's
everybody.
done. Season's done.
Yeah, this beat's from Europe, yo. Or Los Angeles, California. Well, that's where the other famous anus page is, and it's got more likes, but it seems like there's a famous anus conspiracy. This is why we do these
Which came
tests.
first, the famous or the
Crab
anus?
cakes. They have a song called Crab Cakes. It's hashtag goth. Let's just check that out real quick. The Beast of Cheddar
Is
Bay.
there, I wonder, is there a way that, well, see, they have stuff on here from 6 years ago. Is there a way that, like, a band could have a SoundCloud change their name, preserve?
Well, I mean,
all
there's
the stuff
album
that they've
art
uploaded,
and
or,
stuff like that. I mean, this is
I
looking.
know,
This looks put together.
This just looks like this was
It looks
sloppy
like
work on my
Famous
part.
Anus has their shit in one pile, my friend.
Yeah, I think this was either sloppy work on my part.
Do we have the hosts on the list?
Oh yeah. No. I
Oh,
have
great.
that too.
Yeah, people we can hold
yeah.
accountable for later on.
I have that too, and be assured, if it was me,
You
I'm
fucked
not gonna
up.
Go easy. I'm not going to go easy on myself.
Wow. Well, since we're
Hosted by Rev 80. Wait a second.
Famous Anus was Reverend 80 came up with that. I don't believe you.
35, no, episode 35. Not only were all of these band names apparently created by Rev 80. Mind you, I was going back and reviewing and listening to the shit and adding it into the archives, at the time. But I have in here, hosted by Rev 80. He was the judge. He was the host. So the fact that they were actually a band, and he determined that they were not a band.
Oh, did he look them up?
He was the judge. He was the host.
Scalp
He
potting
came up with
the
these
buck.
names, and then
Wow. I'm
I can't.
like I said,
can't
I'm
believe
not.
it,
It's
except for
not.
I
It's
kinda
not that
can't
I'm
believe it.
disappointed. I'm just furious with you. Let's look up those
With me
Patreons.
or with Rev 80.
And the both of you. Somebody
Well,
should have
I-
caught this. Somebody should have caught this.
I should have caught it. I mean, I should have. In retrospect, I should have gone back and
In retrospect, we should
researched
have done
and
better.
confirmed
When I
all
look
of the
back,
results
I
of the
could have done
previous
that
shows,
better.
which I was not a party to, but which I was archiving. the
Well,
results from. So,
I'll tell you what you are a party
my
of.
bad.
You're a party of
Here's the thing.
party
Here's the thing, though.
buses.
I can tell you that was the 7th song in that episode, and that looking at the scores, it would not have changed the thing, and you, Doc Fox, would still have won. So you can rest assured that you are still the champion of 2018, Stacy Young Award winner, deservedly so.
Yeah, and we're just, it's just the off season. It's summer.
Yeah.
That
That early stuff, that was way before. That was before my time. I was digging back into the archives myself. Just
Yeah,
to,
so we've got the next
prepare.
couple of weeks that,
Yeah.
we got more work for the judges to do now. So, you can go through the
I'm not
chats
gonna
and
go back and
everything.
check all that shit.
Oh,
now.
no,
Fuck
you get to
that.
go through all the new
No,
ones
no,
and
no.
start
No, it
really
stands. It
exhaustive
Nope,
checking,
nope.
the fact checking
stands.
on is it a band, the band checking. I'm a band checker.
I'm all about the
#band
truth,
check.
Except for when it involves more work for me, and so then I'm just happy to accept whatever reality I've determined it to be.
Well, this reality is
I'm sorry,
determined
but-
by viewers.
Look, the
Like-
2018 season is past. That's it. What's
That-
past is past.
They just
2019,
can't pull it
I can
together.
assure you, it's all solid record keeping, all solid. There are no holes in 2019. 2018, some of that early shit, I just wasn't involved with, and I'm sorry. That's your bad. You should have got me on board sooner.
Now you get to feel pain.
Well,
Now you
I'm
get
not
to feel
feeling any
pain.
I'm feeling the pain of your abject humiliation, and it's kind of good, actually. I love it. And now that you're talking about how pain can sometimes feel good, I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what? I think
got
I
it.
know what you are too. In fact, let's subject everybody to it right now. You're listening to Time for the Show. We'll be right back.
Every memory of looking out the back door. I have a photo album spread out on my bedroom floor. It's time to say it, time to say it. Goodbye, goodbye. Every memory of walking out the front door. I found the photo Every time I do it makes me laugh. Every time I do it makes me.
Yeah, oh man, it's calculated. It's calculated, folks, that pain that we were designing for you right there. And if you survive that, well, boy, you're in for a treat now. Because like I said, tonight's show is all about pain. And pain is something that we all deal with a little differently. And, I've had some pain recently. Like, I hurt my fingy. And, just, a lot of things crowding in. And kind of busy here at the Hypercube. But I am glad that I got the Cube Tubes out today. And I'll see, I believe that was the last of the Muhammad drawings that were going out, that went out to YB Dobbs. Cool Ranch, supporter of the show. Also, Dr. Cosmac, our Oxtown Vodka level subscriber. Reverend Couchsloth, the Posse X Fenord, Caller 23, our potassium level donors. Hazel of the Windmills, YB Dobbs, Scowl Pod, and Richard Negative at the $5 AstroTurf level. Those are the weekly shout-outs, and them monthlies coming up. So help us out. Go to Hypercube. You can go to patreon.com/Hypercube or timefortheshow.com and click on the link. And $1 a month keeps this operation going. And I can tell you that we've got mutants that are they seem to be budding by osmosis. There are more mouths to feed every day at Hypercube than you can imagine, and most of them we can't get them with the spray. They're too hardy. So yeah, dole it out. Give till it hurts, because the show's about pain. You've felt the pain, and now you can do something about that. You can alleviate that pain. You can make yourself feel better. You'll feel physically better, emotionally better, spiritually better. And it's not just a nice thing to do, it's a good thing to do. It's good for the environment, because things are getting recycled, and at the same time new materials are being made. And just do that, or put it in an envelope and send it to Hypercube Labs, P.O. Box 4304, Winter Park, Florida 32793. You can't do it? You don't think that you can just squeeze off one mini can of Diet Sprite a day? Because you're like, oh, I've earned this. I was so good this morning, I only had butter on my blueberry scone instead of cream cheese. I was good, so I get my Diet Sprite, my baby can of Diet Sprite. Put the baby can of Diet Sprite down. You know that you can afford to give it to me. And that is patreon.com/Hypercube. If you really feel like you can't do that, well then head on over to our Twitter, @TimeForTheTweet. Give me a follow. Go to the Facebook, facebook.com/TimeForTheShow. Subscribe to the show. It's on Google Play. It's on Apple iTunes. It's on Grifter, whatever that is. It's on appendectomy playlists in most emergency rooms in the Southwest now, thanks to a great lucrative arrangement with Adventist Health Systems. And finally, the phone. So we've had an issue with the phone, and that was something that was aggravating me for a while. But the phone... we're getting a voice over IP line that's gonna just bring the phone in here, because we had something with Google Voice and Skype, and that was not working. And I've figured out all this we talk. I mean, let's be real about it. I need the money because we need the system. We need to integrate these systems. They're not going to integrate themselves. We need to pay these systems to do it for us. So do it. But yeah, we got the phone. You can still call 321-765-3289 and leave a voicemail. That's 321-765-FOX. You can also dial 1234 Reverend Fox. That's REVFAUX on any phone and get the Reverend Fox voicemail. With that, I never check anymore. But I've got a lot of good ones in there. And I'll check on some of those later. But like I said, pain is fun. We all get through that. Well, not together. You weren't here for me. I mean, I supported myself in this psychic net of comfort. My bubble, I did all right. But last week, we lost a very beloved Hypercube employee, and that would be Dr. Bobby Clock. Bobby Clock had performed with Dr. Fox in the Right Angles. He had been performing way before I ever started doing anything. Even with the Church of the Subgenius, Bobby Clock was a guitar prodigy and a complete fucking goofball. And unfortunately, we don't have him around anymore. And I'll be attending services for Bobby Clock tomorrow. With that, he has some music that is available. There's some stuff that's being shared on Facebook right now. If you're familiar with Time for the Show, there's been some Bobby Clock stuff here and there. Recordings with Fidd, which is relevant to what's coming up. Different goofy stuff. But he did Sellout Con with us and was very supportive of that, and he was always very supportive of me and doing this show and doing Dr. Fox and the Right Angles. But he is not going to be rocking out any more on this transcendental plane, folks. With that, tonight's closing for the show, which will be, I'll be playing this on the way out, and after that we'll be cutting, is an audio tape recording of Hypercube surveillance systems, and this was at the previous location across the street before we had to drag the tunnels over like 50 feet. But this is a recording of Reverand Fidd Chewley and Dr. Fox and Bobby Clock in the airlock at Hypercube on what became known as the Feast of the End Times. And this was April 13th, 2018, when Fidd Chewley received the prophecy that the world has already ended. And all of that is encased in this next half hour. I will let you know, some of it is kind of hard to hear. It is surveillance footage. It wasn't engineered for really anybody to enjoy it on a show like this. But I've cleaned it up and boosted the audio as much as I could. And so here on Time for the Show is Feast of the End Times, Side B, with Fidd Chewley, Dr. Fox, and Bobby Clock at Hypercube 2.0 in Orlando, Florida, April 13th, 2018.
Look at that, man. Jesus Christ, it's just sprouting out of you.
Who left this light in here? God damn it. That is the sound of the tape recorder being set on top of the Yamaha drum. Coffee, tea, or asbestos. Pass the asbestos, please. Tea or asbestos. Pass the asbestos, please. Who put all of this fiberglass in my cigarette? My teeth feel like they're on fire. Make sure to buy Hypercube brand asbestos. We put the bestos in the asbestos.
Is that real struck in your wild chips, or is that part of the show?
Can I get some more roach poison on my cigarettes?
More roach poison, please.
I pinky swear ya.
Only the penitent man shall inherit the space camp vouchers. Only the penitent man will inherit the Kawasaki BMX. Only will the penitent man receive the singing machine.
Don't forget about those Reeboks.
The penitent man shall receive BK nights with zip strips. Your fucking game is that you're just gonna come up with something and subject us all to what you find funny until we find it funny. Is that the idea? You just want to make
They'll be the last you ever have.
Hey, give me one of those cigarettes. Only as far as I'd let me. Dennis Leary had that stand-up he did way back in the 90s. No Cure for Cancer. Yeah.
So that we smoked the whole time.
Yeah.
There's so many good lines in that. But when you're smoking the short, I can't help but think of the butt's the best part. That's where they put all the heroin. And he's like, he's fucking going to town on that butt. It's that fucking big. He's like halfway through the filter. Oh, the filter's the best part. That's where they put all the heroin.
Siggy for you. Big one Siggy for you. One Siggy for me. And the rest for Bob. Speaking of Bob, that's where their is. Bob has it. I'm supposed to remember that. I gave it to Bob so that I wouldn't have to remember it, where it was. And now he just reminded me. The remote control is up there on the ledge. Is it? Yeah, I'm not kidding. If I reach up there right now, will I pull down the remote control? Yeah? Maybe you better just go reach up there. Maybe I should just go reach up there? Just go reach up into that thing that you can't see into. For a minute. Nothing there. What? No. They must have moved it. There's nothing there. I don't believe you, man.
No, you put it there and they told you
to move it. He was looking at it the whole time. He was looking at it the whole time I was talking shit. Wonder why you're so smug. Rippling in the tape.
Yes.
It's good tape.
Let me picture for a second. And you're like, bloop, bloop, bloop.
and the tape runs out. That was Feast of the End Times, Side B, recorded April 13th, 2018, with Fidd Chewley, Dr. Fox, and Bobby Clock in the airlock at the Hypercube Laboratory. Thanks again, everybody, for listening. We'll be back next week with more Time for the Show. This is freethinkradio.com. We now return you to your regularly scheduled random content.